Hello, today we're here to talk about parenting techniques. Now, when you're a parent, if there's more than a single parent, there's a dual parent, husband, wife, or in situation, or you need to be on, number one, to be on the same wavelength. One can't contradict the other one, otherwise the children will automatically see a division in the parents, and they'll play on that division. It'll unsettle them, and also they'll seek to manipulate that situation. Like they'll go to the mother, and find something out. They go to the father when they don't get what they want from the mother, and vice versa. So number one things when you're dealing with children is to actually both people be on the same wavelength, both saying the same things and both backing each other up. And if there is a need for correction in the other person's technique, not saying it in front of the child, but speaking to the other person in godly love after the event. Number two, be careful what you promise. Now, you might get really cranky with your kid, say you're not watching TV for a month, you're not using your mobile phone for a month. Now, that's a pretty hard thing to enforce. Who's going to get punished, the child or you're going to punish yourself? Because if that child can't watch TV for a month, that could really just about drive you off the wall. So be careful what you promise. And also be careful on the discipline side too. Because if you discipline children when you're angry, you're going to actually more than likely go too far, and that's not what you want to do. If there's a need for discipline of any sort, you need to. James 1:19 says, "Be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to wrath." You need to think about it first. If you're really, really angry, you need to go outside and pray first and find out what God wants you to do in the situation. That's always the best case scenario. And think about it first, and then do something calmly as a result of a need for discipline or setting rules and boundaries. Whatever you need to do, could be timeout, could be corporal discipline. You need to be very careful with all these aspects so you don't discipline with your emotions leading you. And that principle is also relevant to relationships too, because when a husband and wife, or even at work, or even siblings, brothers and sisters, start getting to the emotional side, you're in a lot of trouble. When a horse is held by the reins tightly, you can control a big 600-700 kilo horse quite comfortably. As soon as you let the horse have its way and get all excited and take off, you just about have no chance of bringing that horse back into submission with the reins. The same thing with our emotions. Once our emotions get all built up and get cranky and everything and that, you say things you really shouldn't say, and say things that lead to fights, physical fights amongst husband and wives and different things. And if you stopped it in the first place, you would prevent that. Now, I'm not saying I'm a paragon of virtue, because when I was a younger person, I used to get quite emotional, and my wife and myself would have, some verbal arguments that got quite heated at times, and we didn't show that discipline ourselves. But with years of experience, I've actually learnt now not to do this. It makes it much easier to have a relationship this way. If you still get told to say your point of view, but better to say it when you're calm and pray about it first. Like I said, don't rush into it. Now, this will help you in all your relationships, particularly when you're disciplining children. Now, also, be careful in setting and saying the do's and don'ts with children. When they're 1 month old, or 1 month, or probably 1 or 2 years old, they don't need to be asked, do you want to use a spoon when you feed them? Do you want the spoon? Do you want this? Do you want that? No, you tell them what to do and direct them with good decisions. Now, you explain why you need to make good decisions, so they can learn to make good decisions themselves. And as they get older, you give them more choices, but you've also, over the years, taught them about the reason you need to make wise decisions. So hopefully, as they get older in their teens, they'll actually be able to have the wisdom that you've imparted into their lives. Another thing too, when your children are young, teach them the book of Proverbs, which is a book of wisdom. And actually, that will give them much a great advantage in having wisdom when they get older. So there's a few parenting techniques. It's not the B's or N's knows everything. I'm not the only person who knows everything. There's a few things I've learned over the years. Like I said, we can just go over them very quickly. Discipline and say things carefully when you're a calm person. Husband and wife supposed to be of the same mind and not correct each other in front of the other person. And be very careful in all your doings. Think about it first. So God bless you. Enjoy your parenting. It's never easy, and no one should ever say it is easy. And bigger children sometimes can be bigger problems, smaller children, smaller problems, but God bless you, and I'll see you before we see you in heaven.